Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eleanor and today I want to do the bookshelf book tag. I'll leave linked below the original video for this tag. It was by a YouTuber called awanderingmind. I found this tag recently, even though it's a couple of years old, and I just found your questions really interesting and I thought it would be a good way for you to get to know my bookshelves. Sorry for the kind of jaunty angle. This is the best I could do to show as much of my books as I could with the space I have in the room. So we'll just start from the start and see where we get. So the first question is, how many bookshelves do you have? And technically I've got 4 bookshelves. I've got these 2 here, and then it actually goes around the corner and I have 2 more, but these are the ones that I only have my books on because I share my flat with someone else and they've got their things on that. So this is just all the books I have on these 2 shelves. And the second question is, how many books are on your shelves, or how many books do you think you have? Now, I pre-counted this because I didn't want to have to edit all that out. I think I have about 295 books on these 2 shelves. I have more books, but they are still at my mum and dad's in the attic. I haven't yet moved them over into here, and they're mostly childhood books or early teen books that I haven't looked at for probably 8 or 10 years, so I'll get them over here eventually. But yeah, about 295, which is more and is also less than I thought, which is confusing. So the next question is, how do you organise your books? First of all, I organise by author, but not in alphabetical order. I don't have that many books that I get confused or can't find what it is I'm looking for. So vaguely, if you can see, this top shelf here is one author, Charlene Harris. This top shelf here is all my Tolkien and C.S. Lewis and all my Christian books in one place, and then I've got like Harry Potter and Rick Riordan and things like that, so they're kind of organised that way. And then underneath that I've kind of got by adult book and children's books and young adult kind of roughly sectioned together, but I don't have that much space that it can be clearly divided, but it's mostly definitely by author. Yeah. The next question is, what is the oldest book on your bookshelf? Now let me have a wee think about this, because that can be taken a couple of ways, but I think the oldest book I have is this book, this edition of Heidi. Yep, this edition was published in 1980. It's a beautiful hardback with these fantastic illustrations. And Heidi was first written, I think, in like 1881 or something like that, so I think this is both physically the oldest book I own and earliest published, I think. And the next question is, what is the newest book on your bookshelves? I'm going to choose 2 for this. So the first book is this one, The Book of Dust, The Secrets of the Commonwealth by Philip Pullman. This is the most recently published book that I own. I think it was published in October 2019. Yeah, October 2019 was when it was first published. And the next one I have is Heroes by Stephen Fry. This is my most recently bought book, so this is the one I've acquired most recently. I just thought it would be interesting to include because I usually buy second-hand books, so it's rare that I have a book that was so recently published. The next question is, what is the shortest book you own? I'm not quite sure actually. Oh wait. Oh, this is a teeny tiny book. Yeah, this is 78 pages and it's Abide by Warren W. Wisby. Yeah. And the next question is, what is the longest book you own? Now, I do know this one off the top of my head because I was thinking about reading this book recently, and then I looked at how tiny the writing was and how long it was, and I was like, that's a book for another day. And it is the Gormenghast trilogy. This is 3 books and one. It's a trilogy, and how long is it? It's 953 pages, and the writing is minuscule, and the paperback is massive. I am looking forward to reading this at some point, but it's really dense fantasy, so we'll need to see when I'm in the mood for it, and I'll finally pick it up at some point. And the next question is, what is the predominant genre that you have on your bookshelves? And off the top of my head, definitely fiction. I very rarely, if ever, read non-fiction, and it's usually fantasy. So both high fantasy, low fantasy, and like urban fantasy is usually what I mostly read, along with, yeah, smattering of other things, but usually fantasy. The next question is, have you done a bookshelf tour? And no, I have not. I'm still very new to booktube, and I still film on my phone, so I think a bookshelf tour at this point might be a bit of a challenge to film, but it is something I would like to do in the future because it's one of my favourite videos to watch, because they're usually really, really long, and I just like having a wee nosy at what everyone has, especially seeing books that people maybe don't talk about too much in their videos, but they have them on their shelves. So I enjoy having a wee nosy about that, so hopefully I'll do one at some point. And the next question is, go on a random number generator and talk about the book that corresponds with that number. Now, as I've just said, I film on my phone, so I had to do this quickly before I started filming, and the number it gave me was 32, so I haven't counted yet to see what book that corresponds to, so I'll just do that now. And the book it corresponds to is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This is the complete 5 books in one. Is it 5? Yeah, it's a trilogy in 5, is the joke. I don't know if I need to say much about hitchhikers. I presume most people have heard of it. It's a fantastic, English, very British sci-fi book. It's completely nuts. If you've ever watched the film, it's that and more. Each book is more ridiculous than the last, but the characters of Arthur Dent and Ford Prefect are crazy and fantastic, and I really think it's a good read. If you like English, I keep saying English, if you like British humour, it's quite dry, then definitely give this a go. It's fantastic. It started off as a radio series, and then they decided to make it into books and write it, so that came first. So if you ever get a chance to listen to them on audiobook or listen to the original BBC series that was aired on the radio, definitely do, because they are fantastic. And the next question is, do you have fun merch or any other decorations on your bookshelves? And I don't really have any fan merch. I've got this one little ornament that is like a wee snow globe, and it's Harry and Hedwig and his trunk, and you can push the button and it plays a wee tune. I've had this for as long as I can remember, since I'm a very small child. I don't remember where I got it from. And then smattered on my bookshelves are some photos and some little ornaments that are like from passed down in the family. And I have my Harry Potter ones down below, but I don't have them displayed or anything. But in general, I don't really collect fan merch. I'm not really big into like clutter or bitty things. And these bookshelves are in my living room, so I don't want it too fussy. I think the array of colour of the books is enough decoration, and I like the way it looks, and because I painted the bookshelves and stained the wood, that in itself is very eye-catching, so I didn't want tons of little things. I also hate dusting, so that wouldn't have been a good option for me either. And the last question, or isn't really a question, it's a statement. It's show you my bookshelves. So this is them. There's a couple of shelves down the bottom. I'll see if I can angle you so you can see the bookshelves without shaking you too much. So that's the second to bottom row. I won't go any further because it's a bit of a mess, but I have all my graphic novels down the bottom. So that's my bookshelves in whole. Hope you didn't get too queasy from that. I'll need to upgrade for my phone at some point, but this is my botched job at the moment. So yeah, so that's my bookshelves, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions about my bookshelves and any of the books that I've mentioned or talked about, leave them down below, and please like and comment and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more from me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!